My brothers and sisters in Christ, today in the Gospel of John, we hear an accusation made by the Pharisees that has a lot of irony to it. And we can look at it in two ways as we evaluate our own hypocrisy in the spiritual life. The Pharisees accuse Jesus they say that they're condemning, they want to stone him because he, a man, is making himself to be as God. And so on the first hand, we can look at the hypocrisy, ignoring, this is even setting aside the fact that he is God. But even if we just take their accusation, that they want to stone him because a man, is making himself as God. Well, first of all, we all too often are guilty of exactly this. This is the very nature of sin. This would be the very sin the Pharisees themselves would be guilty of making ourselves as God. We do this in our pride. We do this in the way we try to, in a sense, recreate the world around us, even ourselves, in our own image and likeness. We want everything to be like me, to work the way I think it should. Everything that is not me or not like me or not of the same mind as me is clearly wrong or off. In a sense, there's no humility to the plan of God, to his goodness, but there's the sense that I am the point of emphasis for all that is good. And so this sounds silly when we put it this way, and yet we're guilty of it all the time. We constantly put ourselves above others and even pit it against God, that we think higher than God in this way. And so this is at the root of human suffering, are the ways in which, in a sense, we make of ourselves a false idol. We exalt ourselves against God, against others. We try to be God. We don't want to be changed. We don't want to be challenged. We just want to be our best perfected version of ourselves as we think of it. The second is that we, in a sense, want to stone God for being God. Because in our pride, we think of ourselves as God. If I am the point of reference for all that is right, then anything that challenges that paradigm is wrong. Well, guess what? In the spiritual life, God is constantly prodding and pushing us to change, because he says, you are not God, I am God. My ways are much higher than your ways. And so sometimes when God asserts himself against us with his word, with his teaching, then we are threatened by this. In a sense, we want to stone God. Instead of using it as opportunity to realize where we have erred and to approach God in humility, we push God away, or we respond in anger to God, or ascribe somehow that God is wrong. And so both of these areas of traps can speak not only to the opponents of Jesus, but to ourselves. Even those who claim with our lips and our minds and our hearts we think we're following the Lord, every day in our small choices and our actions, our words, our thoughts, we are guilty as men of making ourselves as God. And so as we get ready to enter into Holy Week, may we do so with the spirit of humility to see what being God really looks like. Are we prepared to love as God does, not as the way we do? Are we prepared to have mercy, to think, to be obedient as God is? Or do we just want to die in our own way of thinking, of living, of being? May God bless you.